Hello, I'd like to speak with you about the current, that is August 2019, UK visa arrangements. In short, my advice is that if you are in the situation where you need to have a visa, then you may well be wasting your money and time in applying for one. The reasons that they will give you for rejection will bear next to no relationship to any paperwork or information which you provide them. So, first of all, let's look at the system. They could have devised a system whereby, a bit like American bail bonds, people paid a deposit when they came into the country and then got the money back when they left. They could have had a system whereby, like some other countries, there's a daily charge for people overstaying visas. But they don't. I don't know why, but there we are. So the present system is you apply for a visa via the government website. You then have an interview which takes about you have to wait about 3 weeks for that. You then have a decision which takes another 3 weeks. They then sit on that decision until such time as you chase them, and then they give you the answer. Now these stages, I'll go into in some little bit more detail. The website form is the usual sort of thing where they ask one question, then another, so you don't get to see the full range of questions at the outset. But fortunately, towards the end, there's the ability to change answers and fix things where you put them in the wrong place. You then pay your money, and you're given a number which shows that you paid. And you use this number to book an appointment at the biometric centre. The waiting list for these things is often quite long, unless you pay extra money and queue jump. At the biometric centre, they take your paperwork, they decide which bits of the paperwork are relevant and which are irrelevant, and they send that off. Our friends did not have any interview there, and they had their photographs taken, fingerprints taken, and that was that. Now, you then have to chase. They then tell you about 3 weeks later that they've made a decision, but they don't tell you what it is. Now, often people need to organise their transport more than a few days before they need to go. And so if you have to chase the people up to find out what their decision was, they charge you for sending them an email. They charge you far more for phoning them. Now, the emails that I've sent have not been responded to, or they've only been responded to in a cursory fashion, such as saying, please give me the name and visa numbers or the application numbers of the people who you are talking about. Now this is information that they already have, but I suspect it's they try and tick a box saying, oh, we've responded within 48 hours, because that box doesn't say, have you done anything useful within 48 hours? And we're now looking at 2 weeks since I first contacted them, and they've still done nothing useful. Now, the details of this case are that my wife and I decided to, rather than go to a hot country at this time of year, it would be more comfortable for all concerned if our friends came over to see us. It may well be that this was a visitor visa, but other sorts of visas may well be treated in the same manner. So the rejection letter can be compared with the commitments which UK visas and immigration give when they say this is how they deal with cases. So let's go through their list of processes. We will make our application process clear and simple. No, it could be clearer. The form could be designed so that you can see every question at the outset. We will respond to your inquiries in full. No, you don't do that. I'm still waiting for a response to my email of best part of 2 weeks ago. Make a correct decision based on policy and law, understanding your individual circumstances. Well, here they've fallen down badly. Their decision said, oh, you have no other close family in your country. All of our friends' families are there. Her parents, his parents, aunts, uncles, they're all there. So if they're defining close as being you and your children, then yes, you can't have a holiday if you take your children with you. But why not say that at the outset? If there are classes of people who you will reject automatically, then you should say so at the start of your application process, saying, we don't like people from this country or that type of person, but as it is, they leave it vague so they can reject who they wish and accept who they wish at their own whim. Their commitments, they say you have no great commitments to your country. They've got full-time jobs there. One of them works in university, which is why she can only take holidays in the summer. They've got their own flat there. One reason that they haven't got masses of money at the moment is because they only bought it a couple of years ago. So then they evidently haven't read my invitation letter, where I made it quite clear that I would pay all of the costs, airfares, accommodation, insurances, the whole lot. They haven't read that because they said that the people can't afford it. Well, in the forms they say if you've got somebody who's going to pay, provide details of their financial situation. I provided those details. If that information was not relevant, you shouldn't have asked for it. So it goes on. The rejection says, oh, it's based on interviews they've had with the applicants and their sponsor. There have been no interviews at all. They're making it up. I haven't been to that country for the best part of 10 years. And nobody from the visa authorities has come here or asked me to have an interview here. They say that they explain their decision clearly. Yes, they have, but it's clear that they haven't considered things that they say they considered. They've made up evidence when it suited them. Have a simple complaints process that puts things right if we make a mistake. Now look, it's been 2 weeks now, and you've still done nothing. The ability for people to complain is limited by the decision letter, which says, in relation to this decision, there is no right of appeal or right to administrative review. So, is that going to encourage people to have a complaints procedure? The letter doesn't say, oh, however, there is a complaints procedure which can be accessed by such and such. Why not? Have they decided not to provide that information in order to enable them to cause losses to other people? If they have, maybe they should read the Fraud Act 2006. So then treat you with respect and be sensitive to your situation. Well, we've got your money and you can't appeal aspect is hardly very sensitive, is it? They're going to keep our personal information safe and secure. This just means that they can delay things by saying, oh, we haven't got the applicant's consent to you discussing things with us. That enables them to put a very short deadline on providing that consent letter, 5 days, over which there was a weekend. Fortunately, we managed to achieve it. They're probably upset about that. We'll seek your feedback to continually improve our service. Well, I filled in the things on their website saying, please can I have your comments, and I put my comments in, and I've asked for a response as to what they're going to do about them. I haven't heard anything. I've got no great anticipation of hearing anything from them. So it is this lack of natural justice which I don't like. The way that people can get away with high-handed behaviour based on fictional evidence and not reading the paperwork that they've been provided with, which I find to be disturbing. It puts the United Kingdom in a bad light. It implies that all people in the UK behave like this. Now, I can see maybe why the people in the visa authorities have been hardened up to behave like this, in that they may be faced with numerous people making spurious claims every day. But that is no reason not to treat people fairly. If you are going to say to people, no, we don't accept anybody from various countries or various types of people, then that should be made clear at the very start of the system so that people don't spend their money on progressing through it. So there we are. The chances are, in my opinion, that if you are in or not in the top 5% of income in your country, you may well be treated in this same manner. And it may well be best to avoid applying for any visas to come to Britain for any purpose. I'm sorry about this, but that is the way the authorities are behaving. And I think it's only fair for me to let people know of this problem. Thank you.